My name is Peter Ayukachale. I'm an ordained minister from the Presbyterian Church in Cameroon. I came to the United States as a permanent resident September 2010. I decided to take care of my grandchildren, teach them the language and the culture for 2 years, and when that part of my ministry was over, I decided to look for a way to give back to the society. Why? Because I enjoyed a scholarship of 4 years in the United States, and when I came back to visit my family, I thought the first duty I owe to God is to provide my services free of charge as appreciation and gratitude for the scholarship I enjoyed here. I had a scholarship of 4 years. I studied in St. Aquinas Institute of Philosophy. I had my PhD there, and then I switched over to University of Dubuque Theological Seminary in the same city, and then I had another doctorate degree, and I thought that I enjoyed this education through the taxes of Americans, and I wanted to give back to the society. And I ran into Hudson House Community Center on January 2012. I became involved with Hudson House because their mission statement speaks more to the kind of ministry I love, and so I decided to work with Hudson House. And then as I started in January 2012, every passing day I saw through the practical work of the CEO, Madam Dawn Marie Shell, that this is where I belong, and I have not regretted any moment since that January 2012. What do I do specifically with Hudson House? When I joined the organization, part of her mission statement is the spiritual empowerment of the people she worked with. So I decided to start a Sunday worship service at the community center for the people around, and that worked very well from January 2012 till around June 2016, when suddenly I lost a very strong member of those who used to worship with me, and through illness I also lost 3 other members who were regular church attendants. So it just happened that the services were suspended, and I thank God that through the help of Mr. Jim Shenner, we will start the morning services again at the community center on the 12th of March 2017. Besides Sunday services, I do pastoral counseling. I visit people at homes, the short inns. I visit those who are hospitalized, and especially those who are bereaved through the loss of a loved one by death, or someone they love very much leaves them through separation, divorce, or a son, a daughter is picked up and locked in jail. So that is the kind of area I've been spending time during my 5 years now with Hudson House. Besides visiting the shut ins and the hospitalized, I also carry out Bible study groups, and right now I only have 3 Bible study groups. Unfortunately, none is within the vicinity where Hudson House Community Center is. I have a Bible study group that I've been running for about 3 years at Lions Diner in Exton, and then I have 3 other Bible study groups in Presbyterian Church Media. I have 2 men's Bible study groups and 1 women's Bible study group. I am also involved at Hudson House. Every staff meeting or board meeting, I always prepare a special meditation to lead the people who come in at the beginning towards our source of life, God, and that has also been an integral part of my ministry. I also speak in churches around that know me. They invite me to speak, and so I go there time and again on Sundays to preach, but I am permanently, my ministry is within the demographic setting of Hudson House. One of the things that I do that I like is working with young people, like the group Club IRV that is run by Mr. Charles. Time and again I assist him in bringing meditations to the young people, especially during the 6 weeks or 5 weeks of summer camp. One of the roles I play during the summer camp is to bring in an unconventional way the gospel message to the young people who attend the camp. And I find real pleasure in doing that because the children are always very attentive, the campers, the counselors, and the lifeguards. One of the aspects of my ministry too is I go with Don to speak to organizations, to churches, to individuals and businesses, tell the story about Hudson House Community Center, and I always bring the element of the spiritual empowerment of the people. I know that some organizations don't give to religious organizations, and I'm very sensitive about that. But when I go to, like we speak to churches more, selling the mission statement and the activities of Hudson House, I always emphasize on that spiritual element. I just want to thank Madame Dawn Marichel for creating this venue where I can give back. I made a commitment of 4 years to work the volunteer, and the 4 years are over. I've put in a 5th year because I love the activities of the community center, and I hope those who support us, know us, can always appreciate the services of this non-governmental organization. Thank you very much.